The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGeek webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is key to enhance our skills and grow as a professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains. The topic of today's session is managing a strategic role of requirement in the new agile world using rational doors next generation. And our guest speaker for today's session is Mr. Raghu Srinivas Murthy. He is brand architect at IBM India. Raghu currently works as an IBM Rational brand architect with a focus on solution sales and consulting. He carries a 13 years of experience in technical sales, consulting services, software engineering, and account management. He has a great experience of working with emerging growth markets like India and ASEAN. He also advises senior managers on the economic processes and solution adoption with mentoring services and its implication on organizational changes. Raghu regularly speaks at international conferences, seminars, and user groups sponsored by IBM. He is also an IBM certified professional and holds an MBA marketing degree from Symbiosis University, Pune. So without any further delay, I introduce you all to our guest speaker. Over to you, Raghu.
Hey, Gaurav, thank you very much. Thanks for the great introduction. Really appreciate that. Good afternoon, everybody. Let me begin thanking all of you for joining us today. We really appreciate that. One more great day in Bangalore. It's a rainy day here. So now, let me, so the agenda, what we have for today's session, it's going to be a one-hour webinar where I'm going to have this presentation for 45 minutes, and then we'll have 15 minutes for question and answers. So the topic is it relevant, the requirements management, whatever we do as part of software engineering or product engineering, is it still relevant today in the era of disruptions that are taking place in the marketplace? Now, there is a huge market shift that's happening in the market in terms of CAMs. It's in terms of cloud delivery, the way we can develop and consume the applications, mobility, social, analytics, security, and there is something called as a industrial internet or Internet of Things. So in this era of disruption or huge market shift, they require a fundamental change the way enterprises and software development teams develop and deliver the software to their client base or to the consumers. So there is a great challenge and there is a great opportunity for all of us. Now, what does it require in this era of major disruption that is taking place? Now, this particular CAMS world or the major market shift requires software organizations and teams to deliver the value that is in terms of software in a continuous fashion. So you need to continuously deliver the value to the customer, correct? Now, in this kind of scenario, there are two ways that we look at the software development. As we said, it requires a fundamental change, fundamental shift. So what we are looking at right now is the DevOps as an approach towards this continuous delivery of value to the customer. Now, you can ask me, what is this DevOps? Is it a technology? The answer is, it's not a technology. The DevOps is an enterprise capability, or it's an approach, or what we can call it as a cultural shift, the way we develop and deliver the software to our client base. DevOps best practices, a couple of things it talks about. You need to make sure that, okay, you improve the time to market. Continuously you deliver the software, correct? Continuous deployment, continuously you get the feedback from the customer, and you automate all the supply chain of the software engineering or the software development. Now, it's just getting started in many of the enterprises where everybody is talking about DevOps for mobility, DevOps for SAP, DevOps for web applications, DevOps for cloud. Now, fair enough, DevOps is an approach to get into this fundamental shift in terms of software engineering. There's also a process that which helps or caters in the era of or journey of DevOps. That is agile processes. There are many software engineering processes, Scrum, XP, Crystal Clear methodology, DAD framework, Open Up. There's so many processes that are available. Now the question is, the topic of today's session, the webinar is, hey, the requirements management, is it still relevant in the era of Agile, where we are talking about user stories, where we are talking about a sprint backlog, correct? Now, is it still relevant in the DevOps world? Is it still relevant in this continuous delivery? Now, and is it still strategic as part of the software engineering? The answer is yes. Now, what is this era of disruption that the DevOps talks about? You need to make sure you develop and deliver the software much more faster than your competitor, correct? For that, there are two major things that is required. You need to really understand the customer needs. Why? It's going to reduce the rework. Once you understand the real customer needs, there will be less ambiguity, less inconsistency, miscommunication, correct, or redundancy. So that will help to speed up the entire software delivery process, deliver the value to the customer. The second one is, and you need to make sure that, okay, you reduce the rework and improve the time to market in terms of delivering those requirements to the customer. So we all understand that, okay, requirements still, it's very strategic in nature in the era of Agile and the DevOps, and still it's very relevant even in today. So now let's try to understand, how do we capture the real needs of the customer, and how do we make sure that, okay, there is a improved time to market by having a requirements definition and management solution. Now, if you look at the statistics, which is in front of you right now, the statistics and the data says good requirements are still a great recipe for project success, a key ingredient. Look at the statistics. Average on-time performance increased by 161%. Average on-budget performance improved by 95%. The data is huge, 75%, 95%, 87%, correct? Now, is it easy to get so-called good requirements while developing the software? So it's not so easy, correct? It requires people, processes, and tools all come together and be on the same page to get the so-called good requirements. Now the question is, hey, how do I bring all these people, processes, and the tools together to capture so-called ingredient of project success, correct, in today's world, in today's disruptive world? Now that's where we need to have fundamental shift the way we collaborate with each other. So what we call it as a Facebook way of collaborative platform. The moment a new requirement comes up, everybody gets notified. The moment build fails, everybody understands why the build got failed. What are the files which went into the build? Who caused this particular build failure? It also should provide open framework and technology. When we say software engineering, we would like to make sure that, okay, we use the best of the solutions from the market. It could be open source solutions, competitive solutions, IBM, Microsoft, or homegrown solutions. The platform should make sure that, okay, there is a plug and play kind of, I can bring in any kind of tool, but still it should provide me this DevOps capability. And naturally, it should support waterfall, iterative, and agile processes. So that's where Rational DOS Next Generation comes into picture. Rational DOS Next Generation is part of this DevOps platform, what we have, DevOps solution from IBM. It's a requirements definition and management solution. So what do you mean by requirements definition and management? We'll go through one by one. It also provides, which is very key aspect of software engineering, to speed up the continuous delivery of the software, the traceability and impact analysis throughout the life cycle. Now, let's try to understand what is this DOS Next Generation is all about. So it's a completely a web-based solution. The DevOps platform from IBM acts as a one-stop shop, starting from your business goals till the deployment and operations coming together. And DOS Next Generation is a requirements definition and management capability as part of the DevOps platform. It's a completely a web-based solution. It provides you both requirements definition and management. What do you mean by requirements definition? Now, you want to capture the requirements using diagrammatic representation, business processes diagram, use case models, mockups, user interface mockups, which we call wireframes, storyboards in the agile world. All these capabilities and features will make sure that there is less ambiguity or miscommunication among the stakeholders within the software engineering. So it also provides requirements management in terms of querying the requirements, lifecycle traceability and impact analysis throughout the life cycle, starting from your business goals, business rules, product backlog, sprint backlog, test cases, build scripts, source code, all those aspects, and then it also provides you a collaborative platform. When I say collaborative platform, event notifications, in-context collaboration, the review and approval workflow. If there are requirements, it can go through the review process and approval workflow built into the system. Chatting, comments, discussion threads. So all this, in-context collaboration capabilities to make sure that everybody is on the same page. It also provides, as we mentioned, the planning aspect. So this particular DevOps platform, what we've been discussing so far, not only it provides requirements definition management, it provides all the practices of software engineering. Now, so today's, the agenda is focusing on the requirements definition management. Is it still strategic? Is it still needy in the world of Agile and the DevOps? So now let's try to understand one by one what are these capabilities looks like, requirements definition and the management. So now this particular slide, it talks about requirements playing important role in all the aspects of software development. All the stakeholders, irrespective of their roles, everybody needs requirements in order to develop the software related as such. So now let's try to understand one by one what is this requirements definition is all about. So the requirements definition. So here, the DOS Next Generation, as I mentioned, it's a completely web-based solution. You just open up the browser and start keying in the requirements. The one of the way even the software engineering talks about to capture the requirements using requirements definition techniques. You'll be able to capture as is and to be business processes, use cases, informal sketches, what you're looking at right now, informal sketches, you get an idea, you want to capture that in terms of the sketches, storyboards, wireframes, your mockups, and as per the BPMN and UML notations. So you can be rest assured that, okay, you're following the right set of standards over there. Now, the key aspect of Rational DOS Next Generation, IBM DOS Next Generation solution is you can link all these assets in terms of the linkages. So let me open it up for, I just kept a couple so that it becomes interesting. I'm going to just showcase you how does it look like so that you get an idea rather than just a presentation. So this is the solution what you're looking at right now. And as you can see that it's a completely browser-based solution. If I go to the browse artifacts and processes, this is what we are talking about. You'll be able to capture the business processes and as-is and to-be business processes, use case content, and storyboards. This is what Ajay talks about, the storyboards, correct? It's like a movie script. You move from one step to another step, and wireframes. The advantage of all these solutions are the linkages. You can establish a relationship between all the requirements. If I go to the UI sketches or the storyboards, I can link this particular use case. There is a link section here, you can see here. And I can just create a new link. Link with test cases, link with defects. So this will help you in terms of capturing the requirements using diagrammatic representation and link all the related assets. The data might be coming from HP solution, it might be coming from open source, it might be coming from homegrown solution. So that's the power of this particular platform in this particular market shift which is taking place in a faster pace. Now coming back to the slides, so once you have captured the requirements using requirements definition technique, the next stage is managing the requirements, correct? Show me all the requirements which is going to cost me 10,000 US. Show me all the requirements which is in approved state. Just imagine the kind of effort required in terms of manual process and automated process. Automated process takes few seconds, manual process might take from few hours to few days. The reason being is you might be managing using Excel sheets or MS Word documents. If you want to understand, show me all the requirements which are in approved state, so somebody has to invest time and an effort in a manual approach. Now, this particular solution, because at the end of the day, all the requirements are stored in a centralized repository. It helps you to capture requirements. You can query the requirements. Show me all the requirements originating from European region, healthcare business unit, correct? So now, apart from this, it also provides what we call it as a life cycle traceability and impact analysis. If there is any change to a requirement, what kind of impact it's going to have on the test cases, defects, change requests, the build. Now, the statistics, traditionally, it normally takes 2 to 3 days to understand the impact of a requirement change traditionally if it's a manual process. But if you're using a solution like this, it takes from few seconds to 1 or 2 minutes. It's just a click. So the tool automatically let you know that, okay, hey, there is a change in this requirement. It's going to have an impact on all these related assets. So the technology is in the links. The moment you establish a links, the tool understands these are the set of related assets. Now, what you're looking at right now is it also provides what is the coverage of my requirement, correct? So there is you have a user story that I've captured and user story elaboration that's available within this particular solution. If there are 10 user stories and you have only 5 test cases mapped to 5 user stories, it also talks about the coverage, completeness, and if there are any issues like defects which are mapped to the requirements of the user stories, it gets notified within a fraction of seconds. Now, to understand that, we just need to go to this. You can see here, show me all the requirements, features with high, high priority, and lifecycle traceability and impact analysis. You can see here the power of this particular solution. If there is any change in this requirement here, it automatically shows the entire relationship as a suspect here. It also shows from which direction the change is being introduced. This is the requirement user story elaboration, what you have. This is the user story. This is the test cases. So now, if you want to look at the WAF capability of this particular platform, go to the links. Yeah. Now, look at this particular, the entire life cycle traceability from a requirement perspective. See, what we are trying to discuss here today, everybody, is how can we speed up this entire software engineering, correct? Software delivery. How can we continuously deliver the software or the value to the customer? One is you need to make sure you automate all the supply chains of the software development, and requirements is one of the major aspect component of the software engineering. And having the capabilities like this, requirements captured in diagrammatic fashion, able to query the requirements, able to key in the requirements in a real-time fashion. Imagine your analyst or a team member, in Agile term it's a team member who is there at the client location capturing the requirements. It's immediately available for everybody because it's a browser. It's an intranet or internet. And considering the fact that life cycle traceability and impact analysis capability, 3 days to 3 seconds or 3 minutes, it's a huge edge compared to a competitor. You'll be able to deliver 3 days before the competitor having this automation in place. That's what we are discussing. It is still relevant. It is still strategic in terms of the software delivery. So now, moving back to the slides. So the next one is what we are looking at is this solution, what we discussed so far. It also provides notifications, discussion threads, chatting. You can use Gtalk, Skype, video conversations, audio conversations. And it also provides what we call as a review and approval workflow. If there is any user story or a requirement, you can invite the approvers or evaluators. And these people get the notifications through RSS feeds, email notifications, different kind of notifications that are available. So the reviewers review this particular requirement and then approvers. You can have as many of the reviewers and as many of approvers in place. This also speeds up the entire software engineering, and the whole process is completely automated. Now, moving to the next slide, what we're looking at right now, these processes, what we have so far, it not only supports agile processes, which is one of the, has become a mainstream now. It also supports waterfall and iterative processes. And it also supports what we call as a disciplined agile delivery, a scalable agile, agility at scale. If you want to scale this particular solution or processes for larger team size, 1,000 people, 500 resources, still there are process templates built into the system which you can out of the box use it from day one rather than creating those processes and the project contents. So in a nutshell, it supports agile processes and agility at scale. The team development, which we've been discussing so far, everybody. So now, as I said, this particular, even though requirements we are discussing, it's a team game at the end of the day. At the end of the day, all your software engineering assets are derived from user stories or the requirement, your source code, business logic, the test cases, architecture, everything is based on the requirements, correct? Now, so this particular solution, as I said, this particular DevOps platform, it not only provides requirements definition and management, it also provides project planning, defects management, work items management, change configuration management, build and release management, test asset management, virtualization, deployment automation, incident management. So what we are looking at is making sure you bring both development, testing, business, and operations team on the same page when they're working on silos. So you just saw how we can link a test case to a requirement, or a change set to a requirement. So it's a team game, and it's a completely a team-based development. Finally, what we are looking at right now here, so once you've done all these things, captured requirements, you established a link between all the software related software assets, you'll be able to see the dashboard metrics and the reporting. So that's the landing page. At the moment you log into this platform, you would be seeing this particular page, dashboard. It talks about requirements with defects, how many requirements, what's the requirements coverage, how many reviews that's been created, recently modified, pie charts, different kind of charts, different kind of reports, PDF reports, .doc. All those things can be developed out of the box. These are all available out of the box, all the basic features that are required. So, but if you look at from a deployment perspective, if you look at from a the usage model point of view, if you have the requirements in your MS Word document or Excel sheets, you can bring all those requirements into this particular platform with one single click. And from there onwards, you can carry forward the entire requirements definition and management using this particular platform. So let me show you a couple of other features in the interest of the time, what we have. So as I said, if I go to the artifact section, you would be able to edit the diagram here itself. Look at this. So I can establish a link here. If I go to the link section, I can say that, hey, this is getting validated by so-and-so test case. Now this test case might be coming from homegrown solution, HP solution, and this is our own IBM solution, or it could be open source solution. So it's still loading. You can create a new test case, or you can select a existing test case here. I'm running a few servers, so you can just select the test case here. resolution issue. It's as simple as this. So you just select any of the relationship type, and now for this particular requirement elaboration, what you're looking at right now, you can also mention business rules, and you go and hit this button, links here. It's fetching all the related linkages to the bids, to the, and you can see the different kind of relationship types here, linked to, parent of, constrained by. So you can link all the software related assets. So that will establish life cycle traceability and the relationships among the software related assets. So you can, if you already have a Microsoft Word document, you can convert them as a template. I'm just showing you a couple of features because we have left with some time, additional time. So, and you can see that if I go to the home screen, you can see that, okay, quality management here. This is the where you can create test plans, test cases, test scripts, manual testing can be done. This is if you're following waterfall iterative approach, you can do the class diagram, sequence diagram, collaboration diagram, all the UML models that can be done, deployment modeling. And this is where you will be able to do the project planning, configuration management, build and release management. You can see here, you can do the project planning, work breakdown structure, source control, builds, work items, dashboards, and reports. What is fascinating is here, if you go to the dashboard, okay. So this is the requirements dashboard. What you're looking at, this shows that, okay, who are all the team members, what is the review process that's available, any comments, recent changes. You can also get the social widget. If you're working on a healthcare system, you can get healthcare related news from Google, CNN, all the portals. All the information would be available with this one. You can add the widgets for getting more information. So, and if you go to this chain management, yeah. Now, this is where you get the entire DevOps platform or solution, reports or the metrics or the dashboards. You get the trends, what's the velocity, burn down charts, all the different kind of charts, agile charts that are available. So the requirements, design, development, build, all the related data would be available within this particular the dashboard. It's still loading probably, I just need to re-log in. If I go to the trends, you can see number of open stories, burn down, release burn down, all the story points remaining for this particular sprint. All the information would be available. I just need to log off and log in, I guess. So that's, the dashboard or the metrics what we are looking at. So if I summarize, okay, essentially what we've been discussing so far is, if you observe, okay, from past 2 years or 1.5 years, the way the disruption that happened in the marketplace, it's very, very faster pace. Just 1.5 years, 2 years, and most of the enterprises, large corporations, have just been surprised, correct? Because technology shift happened not overnight, probably very few times, few years, a few months, within few months. Now, to address this disrupting technologies or the consumer behavior, they requires a different set of or level of software engineering or software delivery. And DevOps is the major capability where enterprises should have to address these kind of a major shift, cloud, mobility, and social. And Agile should be a natural choice for the software engineering processes. In this context, requirements engineering still relevant and strategic, and to make sure that, okay, you have the edge from the competitor in terms of improved time to market, you need to have automated solution, something like IBM DOS next generation, which helps organization to capture the exact needs of the customer by providing some of the capabilities and features. It reduces the rework. It makes the entire requirement processes a lightweighted processes. So that's what we wanted to discuss today with all of you people. And with this, I would like to open this forum for Q&A. Gaurav?
Hi, thanks Raghu. Thanks for such an insightful presentation on rational doors, next generation. So let us quickly move to the question and answer part. I request all our participants, if they have any question or query, they can share the same with us. Apart, I also request Mr. Raghu, if he get any question from our side, please read out question first before answering them. So
Sure, Gaurav.
So we will wait for question.
Yes, Gaurav, we'll do that.
Yeah. भाई इसको वो कर ले. Raghu, please go to the question tab. There you can see the question. I again request all our participants, if you have any question related to the topic, please share the same with us.
Hey team, there is a question from Hafsib Samuel. The question is, how is this different from Rally? Very interesting question. Okay, Rally is one of IBM competitor providing agile solutions in software engineering. But Samuel, if you look at the entire DevOps story, what we've been talking about, the major differentiator is the platform per se, which we call it as a JAS platform, which is built on Web 2.0 technology and OSLC framework. Now the advantage is you can plug in any of the solutions. As I mentioned, open source, homegrown. For this requirement, you can link a test case coming from HP, source code from Microsoft TFS, correct? That's the major value proposition, the differentiating factor. But when we are saying that, okay, in the world of cloud, mobility, the same platform can be used for the development of web, mobile applications, cloud applications, and even mainframe applications. No vendor offers this kind of breadth of the platform. It also provides portfolio management, enterprise architecture, test asset management, virtualization solutions, test virtualization solutions, deployment solutions, deployment automation solutions, incident operations management solutions. So Rally plays, very important role. They are there. But if you're looking at from an enterprise point of view and the complete DevOps automation point of view, it's much more beyond that, what we are discussing with respect to Rally. Okay, Pallavi. Okay, Pallavi, there is a question from Pallavi. The question is, she's saying that, okay, what is the difference between software development lifecycle and agile technology? Now, Pallavi, software development lifecycle, what we call, is the best practices. It's a processes, correct? In terms of software engineering. And to achieve this, and all this waterfall, iterative, and agile, these are the different kind of software development lifecycle processes. They are the way. So software development life cycle is a software engineering concept, the best practices, and agile is one of the way of software development life cycle. Yeah, I guess that answers your question. Okay, so Biju is asking one question. Hey, is this available, this particular platform, as a licensing option, as a cloud-based? The answer is yes, Biju, my friend. It's available if you want to purchase and have it for lifetime. It's available as a licensing software. If you want to use on need basis, software as a service SaaS model, that is also available. Okay, Vishal, so your question is similar to what my friend Samuel asked. How is it, related to Rally, different from Rally? So I answered that question. The question from Vishal Nagpal is, how is this different from ThoughtWorks Mingle software? As I said, all this Rally and then ThoughtWorks, they play only in the development place. When you say DevOps, it has got a continuous planning, continuous development, continuous engineering, continuous testing, continuous deployment. So they are having solutions here and there, but they don't have a complete platform per se. Okay, so there is a question from Ramesh Ram. The question is, hey, it looks like a SAP Solution Manager. Can you explain, please? So is it similar to SAP Solman? My friend Ramesh, SAP Solman is for application lifecycle management or for a SAP software development. It's meant for only SAP applications. Even if you look at Solman, it doesn't have a requirement that you have a blueprint business processes. Yesterday we had the session on similar topic. It doesn't have a IT requirement, Solman. It doesn't have a test cases or test plan, test asset management, or the build aspect. So you can plug in SAP Solman with this particular platform to achieve the entire end-to-end DevOps. So it's completely different. Both of them can coexist. Both of them complement each other. Okay, so there is a question from Vishwanatha Uddaraju. The question is, hey, how is this DevOps team different from business analyst team? See, as I said, there will not be any DevOps team, Vishwanath. As I said, DevOps is a cultural shift, the way you're going to develop and deliver the software. And DevOps platform, it provides a solution. It's a software, it's a platform, it's a capability. So if you're following agile processes, the roles would be product owner, team member, scrum master. If it is a iterative approach, use case driven business analyst, like a DevOps, but there would be a team now. You are right also. In many of the large enterprises where they are driving this DevOps approach as a mainstream, they are building DevOps team. So this DevOps team is like a champion who is going to drive this particular cultural shift. You can't compare them with a business analyst. Business analyst meant for the requirements. So now another question, Nilesh Pujari is asking, hey, is it policy-driven deployment? Whatever the software deployment that we do, is it a policy-driven? The answer is yes. You can establish policies, in what scenario you want to roll back the deployment, all those things can be achieved, Nilesh. The answer is yes. There's a big question. There's a question from Sunod Kumar Thoma. Is this support multi-site? How this works with source control? I think, Sunod, multi-site is not required, considering the fact like it works as a LinkedIn or a Facebook. The moment you post a photo, correct, upload a photo of your US visit in Facebook. It's available with everybody. It doesn't require a multi-site, correct? It's a similar technology, Web 2.2 technology. The moment you upload requirements or type key requirements in a browser, it's all internet-based technology. Immediately it's available with everybody. So you really don't require clear case multi-site kind of concepts over here. So team, please feel free to ask more questions. I think I've completed all the questions which was before me. So there is one question from Pallavi, okay. In the interest of large audience, if you have a 2 years experience or 2 to 4 years of experience, the question from Pallavi is, she has worked as a business analyst for some time, and she wants to understand how to start working with agile technologies. Pallavi, what you need to do is you need to just attend a training program. There is a program called as a Certified Scrum Master, CSM, from a Scrum group, where it's a 2 days training program, I guess. If you complete and there is an exam post that, you get a Certified Scrum Master, which is most valued in the market. So that is in terms of skills upgradation. And the next step is where you will be part of agile projects. So as a business analyst, you would be capturing requirements in terms of agile processes. No. So there is a very interesting question, debatable, from Vishal Nagpal. Very interesting question, Vishal, where he's saying, hey, his question is, this DevOps, what we are discussing, is it an end for QA or testing? No, the answer is no. See, all these things, what we've been doing, requirements gathering, development, testing, deployment, post the deployment, operations team coming back with the incidents, chain requests, and you resolving this. This entire supply chain is being automated, and every 15 days you are delivering the feature to the customer. This is DevOps. DevOps is a concept of bringing development team and operations team together on the same page, with the processes, with the people coming together, with the tools coming together. Hence the name DevOps. So that's the answer for me. So there's one interesting question from Bunny Hachula. Are there any plugins to TFS available? The answer is yes. If you go and visit jazz.net, I'll give the links once we are done with the Q&A. And if you look at the plugins for Rational Team Concert or Jazz, it has got 100+ plugins for different technologies. The answer is yes. There is a question from Syed. His question is, using this particular solution, can we import and edit the requirement documents? The answer is yes. You can import existing Microsoft Word and Excel sheets and edit the documents. The answer is yes. So Nilesh, there is a question from Nilesh. So can we use this agile processes for the infrastructure projects? His question is it suitable for infrastructure projects? So the answer is, Nilesh, it all depends upon what do you mean by infrastructure projects. Is it a upgradation? Is it a change, managing change? There are so many processes that are available, like Kanban process to managing the changes. Different methodologies are available. So agile is, as you rightly said, is best suited for the software engineering or managing changes. So you can use it for any of the project, provided there is a managing changes involved, and it requires continuous delivery of the software or continuous resolving of the incidents or the changes. So there is a question from Bunny again. Is there a support for enterprise architect from Spark Systems? So this particular solution, Bunny, can out of the box can integrate with Rational Software Architect, Rational Application Developer. If the Spark System Enterprise Architect supports XMI import, you can use you can integrate with Spark System through the XMI export and XMI import option. So the answer is yes. So any more questions, everybody?
So I think Raghu, we are done with the question and answer part.
Okay. So Gaurav, in that case, let me give some links to the participants.
Yes, please.
So that in the interest of, so this is what we are looking at, everybody. So we request you to visit www.jazz.net. IBM DevOps, search for IBM DevOps. And if you want, and IBM Developer Works. Now, if you want to explore these solutions or a cloud, visit IBM Bluemix. This is IBM platform as a service. If you want to develop a software for within 30 days, or you are doing a project work for your academy or your post-graduation or graduation, and you don't have to look for software. You just go to IBM Bluemix, register yourself for 30 days, and all these softwares are available or plug and play. You choose the requirement, you choose what testing solution, open source, need not be only IBM. Best of the breed of the solution, Git Toolkit, Maven, Jenkins. So all these software available as a platform and service. Within 2 minutes, your entire Java platform, mobile platform, or mainframe platform would be available. Try out this, it's a very interesting, and look for these camps. Some industry call it as a SMAC. Another interesting which is happening, industrial internet. This also you can check. There are things that are happening. So the one is the link for this, what we've been discussed, those next generation and IBM DevOps platform. The remaining 5, whatever I've mentioned, this is where the future lies, and this is where the entire market is heading towards. And this is my mail ID, everybody. Please feel and it would be available even in TechGig profile. We request to share your feedback, what you feel about IBM solutions, and try to reach us for any further information. With this, I would like to thank all the participants for joining us today. We really value your time, and thanks for being very patient. Over to you, Gaurav.
Thank you, Raghu. I am really thankful to our guest speaker for conducting this webinar. It was indeed a great session. I would also like to thank all our participants for their support in making this webinar a success. The recording of this webinar will be available on our website, that is techgeek.com, by tomorrow. Thank you all. Have a nice day. Thank you, Raghu.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Good day. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Same to you.